This is Karen from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm sharing this cute little pop-up Springer card that I've made using some So Saffron card and some Pool Party Designer Series paper, and I thought it would be nice to make it in a different version. So if you'll stick with me, I'll show you how I made it. To begin with, you're going to need a piece of card that is twice as wide as it is deep. Now, for this particular card, because I want it to fit in a 5x5 envelope, I've cut my piece of card, and this one is Pink Pirouette, and I've cut it to 10 inches that way and 5 inches that way. Now, to begin with, I'm going to score the card, and I'm going to start by scoring it at 2.5 inches, and again at 5 inches. And now I'm going to measure to the 7.5 inch mark, but I'm not going to score the card. I'm just going to make a little pencil mark at the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to turn the card into the portrait orientation, and I'm going to measure to 2.5 inches again, and I'm going to mark the card just there. Now I've done that, I'm going to align the marks that I've just made, and I'm going to use a set square to help me keep everything in line, because otherwise you're trying to eyeball it, and it would help if the set square was the right way around, because that way the card would butt nicely up against it. So I'm aligning the mark that I've made. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see, but there's a mark there and there's a mark there, and with the cutting blade on my stamping trimmer I'm going to cut that corner off. Woohoo! Brave me. And now because now I've cut that corner off at an angle, I can now line up my cutter so that I can see the mark in the area again, and I can just chop that corner off. So now I have a piece of card that looks a bit like this, and I need to score between that corner and that fold line, and then from that corner and that fold line. So because we've got a nice square corner that we've cut there, we can just simply put this into the stamping trimmer, hold it down and score. And then this time we can do the same thing again, because we've got a bar there. I need to be a bit careful with this one because I've got quite a small area to butt up against, and making sure I've got the score blade and not the cutting blade. Score again. Okay, so now I've got a piece of card that's been scored from there to there and there to there, and it's scored across there, and it's scored across there. So now all I have to do is fold it along the score line that I've just made. So those mountain folds, that's a valley fold, and these two here, and you get your fingers in and kind of pop it down, and those are valley folds. And that's the basic mechanics of your Springer card, made and done and dusted. Let's get that out of the way. Just don't need that anymore. Okay, so let's stick it into place with a couple of glue dots. So we'll have a glue dot there, and we'll have another glue dot just there, and pull that over and press that down. And that's the basic mechanism of the card. So it will fold flat to go into an envelope, but when you let go of it, it will pop up and say hello. So to decorate it, I've gone ahead and I've pre-cut a couple of pieces of Big Brown Sugar Designer Series paper, and I've cut this to 3 3/8 of an inch square, because I did a bit of measuring beforehand and that came out to slightly less than the size of the diamond shape or the square shape at the top. And I put some double-sided tape on the back so that you don't have to see me fighting with double-sided tape. Okay, right, so that's the construction of the card done, and I do like those colours. I really do like those colours. Okay, for the decoration in the middle, now on the original I used the Butterflies Thinlits dies, which are new in the Stampin' Up catalogue for spring and summer. For this version, I thought instead of doing the 2 smaller butterflies, I would just do the 1 big one. So I've gone ahead and I've cut it in very vanilla, because you really didn't want to see me fighting to get the bits out of the die, did you? You really didn't, no. So I've got my classic stamping ink and I've got some pink pirouette, and I'm going to use the back of this as a bit of a stamping mat. Alright, so let's get out the trusty glue dots, and we will put the glue dots on the back of the butterfly and onto the card, and let's decide where we like him. Now, I want him quite high up because I'm going to put the sentiment underneath, and I want there to be room for the sentiment, but I don't want him to be so high that he's popping out of the envelope, if you see what I mean. Is that the place? What do you think? Yes, I think I like that. Okay, we're nearly finished. All we need to do now is the sentiment. Now I'm using one from the And Many More stamp set. There's 23 different sentiments in this stamp set, so I think you've pretty much got almost one for almost any occasion you can think of. For some reason my congratulations has gone AWOL somewhere, but I'll find that later. And the one I'm going to be using actually says "To you from me," because I thought that's a nice kind of sentiment for all sorts of occasions really. So I've got a little bit of the very vanilla cardstock again, and let's ink up the stamp. How's that going? Yeah. And I'm going to stamp that in the corner of this very vanilla card. Oh, I've smudged it. Oh, no, can't have that. Can't be doing with that. No, 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 no. Let's try again, shall we? That's better. It's more like it. Alright. Now I'm going to punch it out using the large oval stamp, which is the 1 3/4 by 7/8 of an inch oval. And if I hold that upside down, I can just centre that and punch, and there you have it. And I've also got a bit of my baked brown sugar cardstock, which I've left over from something else, And I've got the large scallop oval punch, and again, and we'll centre that into the middle. Yep, isn't that cute? That is very, very cute. Alright, sorry about that. I had a bit of technical difficulty there and my camera froze for some reason. So, you haven't missed much. All you've missed is me sticking the sentiment onto the front of the card. Now, one more thing that I'd like to do with it, and I would like to put a little bow onto the front of the card. So, bunny ears. This is a bit of seam binding, and I could lie to you and say it's pink pirouettes, but I didn't have any. So what I've got is a bit of very vanilla seam binding, I think it is, and I've coloured it with my Stampin' Blend abilities. I used Rich Raspberry, the lightest colour of the Rich Raspberry set, and I toned them down a bit with a bit of Surgical Spirit. I just sprayed some Surgical Spirit onto the top of it and then blotted it with a paper towel, and it came out nice and light, and it's actually really not a bad match. At least I don't think so. What do you think? Can you see that? Not a bad match at all, is it? Sorry about the light, by the way. It's turned dark here. Right, so let's just trim the ends. And guess what, folks? They're glue dots. Yay! Where would we be without glue dots? And above, below, just above, I think. Okay, and let's try that again. Let's have a proper glue dot this time. I actually think I left the glue dot on the, and let's put that there, and let's arrange the butterfly over the top of it, and there it is. Springer card Mark II. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you like the products, then get in touch with your local Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you don't have a local Stampin' Up demonstrator, you can purchase online. Details of my shop are in the information below this video. Hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you'll come back and join me next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.